Good morning and afternoon, everyone. This is the Rooftop Sports, and I am back for some Mariners baseball. And I hope you're all doing well because the Mariners are not. Because ever since they won their series against the San Diego Padres, winning the Vetter Cup, which who cares, by the way, the Mariners have failed to even do anything of this series. They blew a 4-0 lead against the Guardians, and then they just flat out lost against the Guardians once again. And now they have lost the series. And now the Mariners are they only hold now the third spot of the wild card. And not only do they hold just the third spot of the wild card, they're now 2.5 games back from the second spot and now 4 games back from the first spot, which is owned by the New York Yankees. And by the way, the New York Yankees have won 7 in a row. And to make matters worse, Kansas City, Texas, and Guardians are back to their winning ways, especially the Royals, where they are now just 2 games back. Texas Rangers are just 2.5 games back. And the Cleveland Guardians are now just 3 games back. And if the Mariners lose today, they will be 2 games back. The Guardians will be 2 games back. So now we have 3 teams literally right on our tail. And before we get started, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification, and donate to this channel to help further support the channel. And see how many shows I have done so far. I am now at 57 shows, and now the magic number is down to 4. 3 to tie, and 4 to succeed in getting the personal record. Now I'm at 57. Last year, I was at 60. And now for the Seattle Mariners, and this looks really brutal. We got Bryce Miller today going up against Tanner Bibby, which I'm not looking forward to because Bryce Miller has absolutely been struggling in just around the 8 starts that he's been doing, if not just a little bit more. He's given up 10 home runs, 26 walks, 47 strikeouts. So I'm wondering what are the Mariners going to do with this lineup? I mean, yeah, it kind of made me almost feel like I was going to throw up. But yeah, it seems like this series was just not meant to be. So I don't know. I don't know what the Mariners can really do to win this game. And let's look at the lineup and see where it's at. We've got Randy Arozarena, which I don't think him being a leadoff hitter is a good idea. I think that should belong to J.P. Crawford still. Then we got Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez, Josh Naylor, Eugenio Suarez, Jorge Polanco, Dom Canzone, J.P. Crawford, and Cole Young. So there we go. So, I mean, that's the lineup. That's like a typical Mariners lineup. And unfortunately, Robles is still serving his suspension. His return date will be September 6th. And man, if only he just had restrained himself from throwing the bat towards the pitcher. Yes, he got hit 5 times, but there was no excuse but to throw his bat. So yeah, we're gonna have to see if the Mariners can really step up and win this game, because they are absolutely going to have to step up, because winning cannot be tolerated at any point of any time. And man, I need a piece of paper because I've been running out of paper lately. All right, I got this blank piece of paper, so that should be due. All right, so game's about to start in 5 minutes. But yeah, Bryce Miller in 12 games, he's given up 10 home runs, so he's very likely to give up another one. And I wonder who are the favorites to win. Cleveland is now the clear favorite to win this game. And I would be absolutely shocked if the Mariners win today. Like, if you're betting, if you believe in that, the Mariners happen to go up with a 4-0 lead, I would certainly put money on the Cleveland Guardians for sure on that one. Now let's look at the lineups for the Cleveland Guardians. We got Stephen Kwan, who's been killing the Mariners. Then we got Dan Schneemann, Jose Ramirez, Kyle Manzardo, who's been killing the Mariners as well with his 2 home runs in this series. We got Jones, Kifus, Wilson, Rocio, and Hedges as the catcher. Pitching is about to come up, and until then, here's a word from our sponsor, the SeatGeek. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code ROOFTOPSPORTS to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. Yeah, Jim Thome statue. As we are back from the break, he had that signature pointing towards the fence. Did that every single time he was hitting. That's how much confidence that guy really had. And we should be starting in about 1 minute, by the way. Now here's Tanner Bibby. He was 9-10 with a 4.73 ERA. I wonder if he was available for this game. He probably wasn't. And now here is going to be the first pitch, and it will be brought to you by SeatGeek. Bibby's got a 4-seam fastball, cutter, sweeper, sinker, and a changeup. It was Stephen Kwan who made a diving catch yesterday. He robbed Josh Naylor of a base hit. Also going to look at other scoreboards that are going on right now. Everyone else is pretty much started. The ones that you really want to be looking at is the Red Sox game. And then later in the afternoon, we've got the Angels and the Astros playing. Tigers and the Royals. Got Tariq Skubal, so you would think that's a really good chance for the Royals to lose that game or the Tigers to win, help the Mariners. But the Mariners have still got to help themselves. And now finally, here is going to be that first pitch. And now here it is. Here it is. And that's going to be in there for a strike. And we are underway here at Progressive Field. Rosarena has been playing very well, 4 for 7 in this series. And now here is the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to right field mark, a pop-up to the first baseman, and Schneemann, or that was Manzardo, and he makes the catch, and that's already going to be 1 out. Cal Raleigh, the big dumper. Cal Raleigh home runs. He has not hit a home run since the series. And in this series, he is 0 for 5, and he has got to get this going. Without Cal Raleigh's big contributions, Mariners can't really do much. And not that the Mariners should be 100% dependent on him. Now, here's the first pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. That looked like a really good pitch for him to swing for a home run. And that's going to be 0-1 on Cal Raleigh. Season against Cleveland, he bats 133 and 1 home run. He absolutely struggles against Cleveland. Now, here's the 0-1 pitch. And he gets under it, way under it. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 2. And just by this game already, it already sounds like this game is speaking for disaster. And now we're at 0-2. And now here's 0-2. That hit him, and that's going to be going to first base as Cal Raleigh. He will take the hit. And next is going to be Julio Rodriguez. Let's see what he can do. In my fantasy baseball league, I am absolutely dominating Craig's team. It looks like I'm pretty much going to be closing in for an easy victory. Let's see how many people that he has on the mound right now. I have Tariq Skubal myself, but the question is, who does he have? He has 1 projected starter. And now here's Julio Rodriguez up to the plate. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. Mariners offense is 3 for 18 with, I think, runners on base. In this series, he is 3 for 8. He hit a 2-run home run yesterday to somewhat keep the Mariners in the game, but it wasn't enough. He has 26 home runs and 76 RBIs. They need him to get hot. And now here's the pitch to Julio. And that's going to be in there for a strike. And I think he could have swung at that one. That could have hit the fat part of the bat. Maybe that could have gone to the opposite field. He has a 6-game hitting streak, batting .391, 9 for 23. As now he is working on an 0-2 count. Josh Naylor is on deck. And now here's the pitch. And that is a swing and a miss. And that is strike 3. And that is going to be 2 outs for the Mariners. And now we've got Josh Naylor up to the plate. Josh Naylor, who was robbed by Stephen Kwan yesterday. Yeah, Julio was really just trying to go for a home run, wasn't he? And he really thought that was his pitch to swing at for a home run, but it did not happen. Now here is Josh Naylor up to the plate. Bibby is actually having a really good game so far. And now here's the pitch to Naylor, and that's going to be a foul ball. Naylor in this series is 1 for 8. So it seems that as much as Naylor knows this team, it's one of those, he knows us, you know us, but we know you. As we're at 0-1 for Josh Naylor. Cal Raleigh is at first. There's 2 outs. It was a pop-up by Randy Arozarena, and then it was Julio Rodriguez who struck out. As now we're at the 0-1 count for Josh Naylor. Now here's the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. Unfortunately, I really do expect the Mariners to lose. And the most dangerous part of this game, if the Mariners lose and the Royals win, they will only hold a 1-game lead in the wild card. And that could be the same for Texas as 1.5. And now here's the pitch, way outside for a ball, and that is going to be 1-2. Especially when you've got you should be really scared, especially with Kansas City with a solid manager, Texas with a great manager in Bruce Bochy, and Cleveland Guardians with Stephen Vogt. This is dangerous for the Mariners, as now we're at 1-2. Throw back to first, and not in time is Cal Raleigh. Now the pitch, and that gets way under it, popped up, and the catcher should be there. Is it going to be? Nope, it's going to be way out of play. And now we're at 1-2. Cleveland on a 4-game winning streak. Mariners on a 7-game losing streak, and that could continue going into Tampa Bay if they are not careful. As now we're at 1-2. And now here is the pitch. Outside for a ball, and that is 2-2 on Josh Naylor. We're still at 2-2 for Naylor. And now the pitch. He gets under it again, and that is a foul ball. Wonder if that's even Josh Naylor's sweet spot. Not really. We're still at 2-2. And now here's the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to the third baseman. Throw to second. That's going to be in time. Cal Raleigh didn't even get a chance to slide for it. And that's going to retire the side. Very disappointing inning for the Mariners. And I'm expecting the Mariners just to completely get humiliated, especially with Bryce Miller pitching. And I hope they prove me wrong. But until then, give me a breather. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing.
And now we are back from the break. We got Stephen Kwan, Daniel Schneemann, and Jose Ramirez. And now we've got Bryce Miller, who is at 3-5 with a 5.98 ERA. And if I were you, I would put all your money on Cleveland, because Dan Wilson even pay attention to the fact that you're in danger of getting swept by Cleveland, or unless you're just saving it for the next series. But you had your two best pitchers for this series. You had Logan Gilbert and you had George Kirby, which, by the way, they've been having down years. And Bryce Miller does throw a lot of fastballs. He's got to mix up with his sinker, slider, and his knuckle curve. Now here's Stephen Kwan up to the plate, who's been killing the Mariners throughout this series, 2 for 8. Now the pitch, and that is a strike. Maybe not so much killing the Mariners, but he's made the big hits when he needed to the most. As now we're at 0-1 on Stephen Kwan. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Strike 2 on a 96-mile-an-hour fastball by Bryce Miller. And for those who are in the show right now, make a comment of something. Let's engage and vent away, as the Mariners will probably get their butts whooped today, as we're at 0-2 for Stephen Kwan. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. And now we're at 0-2 on Stephen Kwan. And now here is the pitch. That's going to be way up high for a ball. As we're at 1-2. And now here's the pitch. And now here's a ground ball right to Cole Young. Throw to first. And that is in time. And that Stephen Kwan nearly got safe at first base. And good thing he didn't. And now we got Daniel Schneemann up to the plate. Daniel Schneemann batting .219 with 10 home runs and 32 RBIs. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be way inside for a ball. And now the pitch. And that is going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 1-1 for Daniel Schneemann. And now here is the pitch. Way up high for a ball, and that is 2-1. Looks like Bryce Miller is trying to be a little bit more careful. Let's look at Daniel Schneemann's hot zones. 2 starts since his return, 10 innings and 5 home runs allowed. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So you want to pitch him more in the outside if you want to survive this one. And I see 7 of you or 5 of you on this show. Hit that like button to help the algorithm of this show, as we're at 2-2 for Daniel Schneemann. Now here is the 2-2 pitch. And check swing. Did he go? Looks like he did not. That's going to be 3-2. And if you do a walk, then things can get very, very dangerous. Now we're at 3-2. And he does walk. And now here's Jose Ramirez up to the plate. Now here's the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. Ramirez in this series. He's batting .285 with 26 home runs and 68 RBIs. Cleveland's been 4-6, but they've won 4 in a row in their last 10. And now the pitch. And that is going to be popped up, and that should be playable for Eugenio Suarez, and he makes the catch, and that's going to be 2 out. Now we got Manzardo up to the plate. Now here's Manzardo. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. And this is where you got to be very careful because he has hit 2 home runs in this series. He's batting 3 for 7. He's been an absolute killer. As now we're at 0-1 for Kyle Manzardo. And now here's the pitch. And he reaches, and that's going to be a foul ball already. Strike 2 for Kyle Manzardo. Let's get this guy out and get out of this inning real quickly. Got 8 people on this show. A lot of people want to watch. Let's double that. As we're at 0-2 for Kyle Manzardo. 8 home runs since the All-Star break. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that is going to retire the side. A good inning for Bryce Miller. And we are going to go into the top of the 2nd inning. And there is still no
We're
score.
making half pineapple, half tiki with barbecue chicken. You put the garlic. Put the pineapple on the whole pizza. Remember, they want half pineapple, and the one is going to be tiki tiki. Tiki tiki with pineapple, garlic, feta cheese, or eat your heart. And the chicken. And we're gonna spread some barbecue on top. And it's ready. Put it on the oven. Let it run.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May. And we are back. We will be back from the break eventually. And we are back from the break. Looking at the scoreboard across, got Greg's great team. He's on the verge of, well, hold on. He's beating Peanut Butter Ellie time. Now the pitch, and that's going to be outside for a ball. As we're at 1-0 for Eugenio Suarez. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. That was clearly outside the strike zone. And now we're at 1-1. And now the pitch. And a big swing and a miss. He got him on a changeup. As we're at 1-2, and check swing, he does not go, and that's going to be 2-2. Kyle Schwarber is now just beating everyone around the bush. And now here's the pitch, way up high for a ball. He has now 49 home runs, so he's literally on Cal Raleigh's tail. Kyle Schwarber has just been an absolute machine for the Phillies. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for ball 4. Take your base. And Eugenio Suarez will start this inning with a walk.
All right, guys. Goodbyes only. Don't forget it.
Stop it.
Thank you.
That is exactly what the Mariners needed. And now here is Jorge Polanco up to the plate. Batting .255. And now let's see what Jorge Polanco can do. Batting .255 with 22 home runs and 62 RBIs. And the pitch, he's going for a bunt attempt, and that is going to be a strike. Jorge Polanco hit his 150th home run last night in career. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up, and that's not going to do anything. Going into foul territory, and he's there, and he makes the catch, and that's going to be 1 out. What a wasted opportunity that was, unfortunately speaking. Now here's Dom Canzone up to the plate, batting .283 with 7 home runs. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that hit right out to the dirt. And that is strike 1. Reminds me of this. The 0-2 pitch.
You gotta love these guys.
I mean, he literally just swing. It was literally like that as we're at 0-1. And now here's the pitch. Way up high for a ball, and that is 0-1. Dom Canzone was played for Ohio State back in his days. And now we're at 1-1. Now here's the pitch. And he reaches it, and that's going to be a foul ball. Another unnecessarily bad swing by Dom Canzone. And that is going to be strike 2. As now we're at 1-2. Now here's the pitch. And he gets way under it, popped up into right center field. And who's got it? And he's got it, and that's going to be 2 outs already. Just absolute atrocious swings and approaches by the Mariners. The frustration just absolutely continues. And now we've got 2 outs. And I'm telling you, if the Mariners don't score any runs, it's only a matter of time until Cleveland scores. Now here's J.P. Crawford up to the plate. What is he really going to do at this point? And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. Now we're at 0-1. Now the pitch, and that is going to be way outside for a ball. Now we're at 1-1. And the pitch, and that's going to be way up high for a ball, and that is going to be 2-1. As we're at 2-1. And now here's the pitch. And now here's a fly ball belted to deep right field, but way foul. Got 10 viewers so far, and you guys seem to be hiding. Like, put the comments in there. Even say I'm a stinker or something. Or even say that Northwest Sports Fanatics is way better than me. Say anything. As we're at 2-2 for J.P. Crawford. Cal Raleigh's already getting ready, as he already feels that this inning's already going to be over, as we're at 2-2. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball. That's a diving stop, and the throw to first, and that's going to be in time. No, not in time. And J.P. Crawford actually makes it barely in time. It was a great attempt by the shortstop of Cleveland, but it just wasn't enough to get the first base. That was Rocio that made that play. That was a great diving attempt. Throw to first. And yeah, it popped, and Manzardo just couldn't catch the ball. That's why that J.P. Crawford was safe. And now Cal Raleigh may have to take off his catcher's gear. No, he's actually got Cole Young, so maybe Cal Raleigh can keep his gear on. And now here is Cole Young up to the plate, and that is going to be out inside for a ball. Cole Young is 0 for 2 in this series, and he really has to get that going. As now we're at 1-0. And now the pitch. Way inside for a ball. As we're at 2-0. And now here is the pitch. And that's right in there for a strike, just barely. Missing Piece says, I'm a stinker. I'm a stinker. Very interesting. You got the old Twitter bird right there, huh? As we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. And that is strike 2. Got to lurk today because I'm working, but it's nice to see you again. I don't think I've even met you, Missing Piece. And yeah, this world is definitely Missing Piece. As we're at 2-2 on Cole Young. Eugenio Suarez at second base. While we got J.P. Crawford at first. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball right to the second baseman. Another wasted opportunity. That is leaving 2 men on base. Now that's a total of 3. And that's going to retire the side. Just absolutely frustrating inning. I got to go downstairs. Make sure my dogs go to the bathroom. Mariners are taking a crap on this one. As much as my dogs are. You get the idea. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing.
And I'm back. And we are back from the break. Man, they're really doing that. Ah, dang it. Didn't reach it. Oh, wait. And now we're at 0-1 for Nolan Jones. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a fouled back. Here, I got to make a post. Stop presuming you already made the playoffs when you only have a 2-game lead in the wild card. And now here's the pitch. And now here's a pop-up into left field. And now here's Randy Arozarena. And he makes the catch. And that's going to be 1 out. He did it without his sunglasses. I'm going to do this on my Instagram post too. Stop presuming that you already made the playoffs, comma, especially when you only have a 2-game lead in the wild card. with a whole month to play. Now I got to do it on my Facebook too. Mariners, stop presuming that you already made the playoffs when you only have a 2-game lead in the wild card spot with a whole month to play. I don't like how the Mariners do their marketing tactic. It's so arrogant. They're like already promoting playoff tickets, and they haven't even made the playoffs. Now, here's a ground ball right to Good Vibes. Only throw to first, and that's going to be in time, and that is going to be 2 outs.
All right, guys. Good vibes only. Don't forget it.
Stop it.
Thank
I'll take a pie. I'm listening to the dead. Wow. I have some pretty pleasant audience today. Now here is Wilson up to the plate, batting 197. And now here's the pitch. And now here's a liner. Oh, right to J.P. Crawford. Throw to first. That's going to be in time. And that is going to retire the side. And what a play by J.P. Crawford. He caught pretty much a laser that bounced off the ground. And that will retire the side. And we're going to go into the top of the 3rd inning. And this game has been a breeze so far.
Try our delicious burgers today. Satisfy your cravings with our mouth-watering burgers. Double cheeseburger with classic double beef patties with melted cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, onion and house sauce, a fresh, flavorful delight. Double bacon cheeseburger, crispy bacon, fried onions, barbecue sauce, and double cheese. Double guacamole bacon burger, double cheese, crispy bacon, guacamole, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and our special house sauce. Pair any burger with fries with an ice-cold drink for the perfect meal. Come down and taste the difference. You can only find these burgers at our Snoqualmie Mexican food truck.
And we are back from the break, and we got Randy Arozarena up to the plate. Now here's the pitch, and that's going to be way outside for a ball. And that's going to be 1-0. Randy Arozarena fouled out in his last inning and last at bat, and now here's the pitch. Way inside for a ball. Looks like that is a jet is being flown. I'm trying to wonder what that is, as we're at 2-0 for Randy Arozarena. And now here's the pitch. And that is a strike. Yep, can someone score some runs? And I've never seen any of you guys. Are you by any chance from the Northwest Sports Fanatics group? The other YouTube channels. We're at 2-1. And now the pitch. Now here is right back to the pitcher, comebacker caught by Bibby. And that's going to be 1 out already. We got Cal Raleigh up to the plate. He was hit by the pitch last time around. It's the second time that he is up. Now here's the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. And now here is the pitch. Way up high for a ball, and that's going to be 1-1. Now we're at 1-1, and now the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. As we're at 1-2. And now here is the pitch. Way up high for a ball, and that is going to be 2-2. As now we're at 2-2. And now here's the pitch. And he gets under it. That's going to be popped up and fouled. As now we're at 2-2. Now here's the pitch. And that's going to be way outside for a ball. As we're at 3-2. Now the pitch. And ball. Oh, no. Strike 3 called. And Cal Raleigh could not believe it. Now he's having words with the umpire. Only just a few words. And that was just right on the corner. So even ABS would have backed up the umpire anyway. Yep, Cal Raleigh thought that was for sure a walk, and then umpire surprised him with a strikeout. Now here's Julio, and he swings and a miss, and that is going to be strike 1. And now here's the 0-1, and now the pitch. Swing and a miss outside for strike 2, and Julio has just absolutely been atrocious today. And now he's on the verge of striking out twice. And now here is the 0-2 pitch, and now he gets under fly ball, and that is actually going to drop in for a base hit, and Julio Rodriguez gets on base with a single, and now it's going to be up to Josh Naylor to see if he could actually keep this inning alive. Yeah, that barely just dropped in for a base hit. And now we've got Josh Naylor, the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball right to the third baseman, throw to first, and that's going to be in time. And now that's 4 runs. That's actually 4 men left on base. And it only just seems that's only a matter of time until the Mariners just start giving up runs, and it's going to get to Bryce Miller. Like, I would think that who's due up to bat? I think it's going to be the bottom 3. So I think when it gets closer to Ramirez and Schneemann and Manzardo, I think that's where they're going to score runs. So I think I estimated maybe by the 4th inning is probably when they're going to score. But I just cannot believe it. But it does not surprise me at all in what the Mariners are doing, that they are just constantly just choking at every opportunity. And I wonder how much they are in statistics of being the most men left on base. I better check those stats too. Which baseball team have left the most men on base 2025? It's got to be the Seattle Mariners. They don't even have data for that. Men left on base per game. Believe it or not, the Seattle Mariners are actually... They're 21st in the league with most men left on base in this season. Mariners are at 21st, which is really surprising in my opinion. Gonna check for some more stats. It's actually, it looks like it says it's Atlanta. Mariners are 25th, which I really find hard to believe. How's it going, No Face Oklahoma? As we are back from the break, and now here is Rocio up to the plate. Now here's the pitch, and that's going to be inside for a ball. And now we've got a 1-0 count on Rocio, and now here's the pitch, and that's going to be right in there. That's going to be, no, that's going to be missing it for a ball. As we're at 2-0. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. As now we're at 2-1. Now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to right field, but Dom Canzone gets there and makes the catch. And that is going to be 1 out. Good for Dom Canzone to be right there at the right time. And now we got Hedges up to the plate. And now here is the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to right field, but Randy Arozarena's right there, and he makes the catch. It was a really good catch. Good heads-up catch by Arozarena, right? Good to be right there at the right time. Now here's Stephen Kwan up to the plate, and I think this is where maybe this is the inning where Cleveland gets it done. It only just seems like it's only a matter of time. And now here's the pitch, and that's going to be right in there for a strike. Now we're at 0-1. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball, and we are already at 0-2. And surprisingly, Bryce Miller is actually off to a very good start, but it's only a matter of time. You just wonder how long it can really last, as Bryce Miller has been struggling all season, fighting injuries. And also, Stephen Kwan is one of the lowest strikeout rates in the league. And now here's the pitch, and that's going to be outside for a ball, as we're at 1-2. And now here is the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to left field, and that is going to drop in for a base hit. That's going to be extra bases for Stephen Kwan. And Randy Arozarena, what are you doing? Just showing absolutely no sense of urgency. And now you got Stephen Kwan at second base. I get that he probably would have gone to second base, but had you not picked it up any faster, which you already were not, that could have gotten Stephen Kwan to third base, because anyone with actual speed would have gotten there to third base. If that was Ichiro, he would have already just walked to third base with the way that you're fielding it, Randy. And now we got Dan Schneemann up to the plate, and now this is getting very, very dangerous. These games have been decided by 1 run. And now here's a pitch. And now here's a fly ball drilled to right center field. Forget about that one. Dan Schneemann hits a 2-run home run to put the Guardians on the board. And it is now the Guardians 2 and the Mariners nothing. And that is exactly what I feared. If the Mariners were not going to score any runs, knowing that Bryce Miller just isn't that good of a pitcher this season, it was only a matter of time that Cleveland was going to absolutely take advantage of it. And it happened by Dan Schneemann, who's not even that good of a hitter to begin with, but he got it off of Bryce Miller, knowing that he pitches his fastballs 37% of the time, especially when you're leaving 4 runs left on base, if not more. You're going to give Cleveland more confidence to score. And now here is Ramirez. Now here's the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. And I'm just going to say it on Twitter right now. And now we're at 0-1. And that's going to be a ball. And now we're at 1-1. And now here is the pitch. Now here's a liner right over to Cole Young and the throw to first in time. It was an easy inning, but then on 2 outs, Stephen Kwan. It's fine. Cole Young, 3-run walk-off home run. One problem. We're on the road, so Mariners can't do a walk-off anyway. Mariners are going to wake up and be 4 games out of the wild card. Yep. Getting swept by the horrible Guardians. And actually, the Guardians are actually very much in contention, too, because the Mariners gave them every bit of opportunity to be in the contention. This is absolutely a disappointment. And to say that it has been a disappointment would be an absolute understatement. And now here's Eugenio Suarez up to the plate as we are back from the break after a disastrous inning by the Mariners. We're missing the playoffs by 1 game for sure again. Yep, we do. It's only a matter of time as we're at 0-1 for Eugenio Suarez. It seems that the Mariners have just played quit in this game, and now the pitch, and that's going to be outside for a ball, and that is going to be 1-1. I do not like what I'm seeing right now. 2-0. Like, man, if Cleveland can come back from a 4-0 lead, then a 2-0 lead should be nothing, right? You would think. And now here's the pitch. Now here's a liner to left. That's actually going to get right through for a base hit. And now Eugenio Suarez, good vibes, only gets on base with a single. Absolutely needed.
All right, guys. Goodbyes only. Don't forget it.
Stop it.
Thank you.
But now it's getting to the Now we're getting to the bottom half of the lineup where it is streaky at best. And right now it's going to be Jorge Polanco up to the plate, and he can only do so much. Yes, he has hit home runs in 2 straight games, but I don't know if he has another juice in him to do it. And now here's Tanner Bibby. Now here's the pitch to Polanco, and that is going to be up high for a ball. The Guardians have averaged 8.4 runs per run support. So Bibby does somehow attract the Guardians to put up some runs, as we're at 1-0 for Polanco. And now here's the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball, and that is 1-1. As we're at 1-1 for Polanco. And now here is the pitch. And now here's a ground ball, probably going to be a double play ball. Throw to second, and that's all they're going to get. It's Eugenio Suarez, and that's going to be 1 out already. And now they're in danger of hitting into a double play, and that's what Canzone can be very capable of doing. Now here's Dom Canzone up to the plate. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. As we're at 0-1 for Canzone. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. And that is going to be 0-2. Oh, 2 for Dom Canzone. And now here is the pitch. Way low for a ball. And that's going to be 1-2 for Canzone. As now we're at 1-2 for Dom Canzone. Probably going to strike out. And watch this, the pitch. Now here's a ground ball. Going to be a double play ball. Throw to second and throw to first. And that's going to be in time for the double play. And now that is 5 runners left on base for the Mariners. And that is going to retire the side. And we're going to go to the bottom of the 4th inning. And it is 2-0 Guardians.
Now sizzling at Apollo Mediterranean Greek Food. Come enjoy our flat-top grilled Greek chicken and beef, Slovaki tender, juicy and bursting with Mediterranean flavor, served with savory yellow rice, fresh daily cut veggies for our crisp salads, homemade hummus, plus warm pita, and our signature tzatziki, perfect for a fresh filling meal made with care. Cold beer available. Order now at apollogreekfood.com. Come visit us for a delicious meal and a cold beer. We'd love to serve you.
The frustration just absolutely continues. Oh, man. Like, why are the Mariners doing these kind of things? Like, why do they, if they know that they're struggling, they've been struggling in that entire road trip, then why in the you-know-what are they promoting playoff tickets when they haven't even secured a wild card spot? There is still a whole month worth of baseball left. You have a 2-game lead on Kansas City, about to be 2.5 from Cleveland and Texas, and you're still promoting playoff tickets with a month left to play? You know, they could be 2 games back by next week. Just the absolute arrogance and the lack of common sense the Mariners have. And now here is Manzardo up to the plate. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. As we're at 1-0 on J.P. Crawford. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. And that is 2-0 for J.P. Now we're at 2-0. Here's Reese Beast. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a long time. The pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. As we're at 2-1. Don't understand why the Mariners are already promoting playoff tickets when they're literally on a huge losing streak. As we're at 2-1, and now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. Andrew Nguyen, how's it going? You can just feel the yearly disappointment slowly building up. You feel it every single year. As we're at 3-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. And that's going to be a full count 3-2. It's a full count now. Like, honestly, I think they got to do something about their starting rotation going into next year. Now we're at 3-2. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. It's very hard to watch this team, so I figured I'd watch through your stream. I'm very flattered you did that, Reese Beast. I really am. Too bad I don't have blinds installed yet for my windows. I would have much better lighting if it's a little bit darker. And now we got Nolan Jones up to the plate. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be popped up, and that should be playable. Here's Suarez. Actually, it's out of play. Never mind. By the time this road trip is over, we'll be 5 games out and a game out of the wild card. That could absolutely very much be possible. At least Scooball's pitching. You would think that would be enough, but sometimes it's baseball. It just may not be enough. White Sox and Yankees are tied, along with the Royals and the Tigers. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. Ball 2. Excuse me, that's 1-1. As now we're at 1-1. And now the pitch. Way low for a ball. And that is 2-1. Man, I just don't think that the Mariners could even use Bryce Miller anymore. They just can't. It's almost like you'd rather have Logan Evans. At least he was somewhat more stable. As we're at 2-1 the count. And now the pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball. Brewers versus Blue Jays. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Makes you wonder which team is Paul Molitor going to throw the ceremonial first pitch for, since he played for both of them. And now here's the pitch. Now here is a ground ball right to J.P. Crawford. Cole Young, throw to first in time. That's going to be 2 outs. He's got a quality start, yes. But before this game, he did not have quality starts. He gave up 5 home runs and those 10 innings of work. So you can't have Bryce Miller. You almost rather have Logan Evans be pitching. Now I want to look at the schedule for next month, which I think is going to be very brutal. And now here's the pitch. And now it's going to be popped up into second base, and Cole Young should be there. And he makes the catch, and that's going to retire the side as we go into the very next inning, which is going to be the top of the fifth. Guardians are up 2-0.
We're making half pineapple, half tiki tiki with barbecue chicken. You put the garlic. Put the pineapple on the whole pizza. Remember, they want half pineapple, and the one is going to be tiki tiki. Tiki tiki with pineapple, garlic, feta cheese, artichoke hearts, and the chicken. And we're gonna spread some barbecue on top. And it's ready. Put it on the oven. Let it run.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
Reesby says, I can't believe our fan base is talking about winning the division. I'm more worried about the Mariners making the playoffs. You know what also concerns me? How about the fact that the Mariners are already promoting playoff tickets when they haven't even gotten a playoff spot secured? That's even more concerning than what the fan base is saying. I know. You can't say that when they didn't really do anything to shore up their bullpen. And they had Craig Kimbrell on. Craig Kimbrell was on the market, and they had a chance to get him, and they didn't even do that. And now here's the pitch to JP. Now here's a ground ball, and that will get right through for a base hit. And now that's going to be a single for JP Crawford. And now it's going to be up to Cole Young to see what he can do. By the way, around baseball, Aaron Judge ties Yogi Berra for 5th all-time in home runs in Yankees history. And I would imagine that George Herman Ruth holds the record for Yankees of all time. Now here's Cole Young up to the plate. And now the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. All-time record for Yankees home runs. And now here's the pitch. And now here's going to be popped up, gets way under it. And that's not going to move anywhere. Yeah, JP Crawford, I can see that. But that's also very contingent on what they're going to the question of that is, are they going to put Cole Young at shortstop? And then what are they going to do at second base? Are they going to roll with Ryan Bliss, or are they just going to re-sign Jorge Polanco and bank that he has another season like that? I don't think he's going to. Reese Beast, you're not wrong. I'd rather would have seen that bunt too. But if anyone that cares, well, here's Randy Arozarena. Now the pitch, low for a ball. Babe Ruth holds the record of 659, followed by Mickey Mantle, Lou Gehrig, Joe DiMaggio. And Aaron Judge is getting into huge company. Team has no fire, always sleepwalking to the plate. Yep, pretty much. And now we're at 1-0 for Arozarena. Now the pitch. And check swing, did he go? He did not. But the thing is, I hate what Randy Arozarena is doing. Like, this is why he is not a leadoff hitter. And I should probably point that out for a future video if I make one for the Mariners, as we're at 2-0 for Bibby. Yeah, Dan Wilson's just not the guy. I think he needs to be fired after the season. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Just really bad swinging mechanics. And the thing is, fans whine and complain about the whole T-Mobile Park suppression. And yet, ironically, when the Mariners are on the road to more hitter-friendly ballparks, they still lose. And now we're at 2-1 for Randy Arozarena. And now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball belted to deep left field. And that is gone. The Mariners are back in business with a 2-run home run by Randy Arozarena. That is his 26th home run of the year. And now it's the Mariners 2 and Cleveland 2. And what an absolute blast by Randy Arozarena. Absolutely needed that. And I just wish that he would stop doing his stupid celebrations. Just stop it. Just focus on the game and not on flashiness. But nonetheless, the Mariners do tie that game with a huge 2-run home run by Randy Arozarena. And thanks to J.P. Crawford getting on first base as well. Okay, Randy, stop. Stop with the over-celebrating. It's just unnecessary. And now here's Cal Raleigh up to the plate. Now the pitch. And that's going to be fly ball to left field, but that's not going to go anywhere. And Stephen Kwan makes the catch. Randy's still showing off. Dude, can you just stop it? Will you please stop overdoing these celebrations after home? It's unnecessary. I just don't find it necessary. And now here is Julio Rodriguez up to the plate. Now the pitch, swing and a miss. Obviously, he's trying to go for that home run. And now we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. Randy out there celebrating that we are down 2-0 in the series. Yep, pretty much. Yeah, Randy's just got to stop it. As we're at 0-2 for Julio Rodriguez. And now the pitch. Way low for a ball. And that is 1-2. We're at 1-2 for Julio Rodriguez. And now here is the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Another strikeout for Julio Rodriguez, and that is going to retire the side. We're going to go into the very next inning, and I got to go take a little pee-pee.
Try our delicious burgers today. Satisfy your cravings with our mouth-watering burgers. Double cheeseburger with classic double beef patties with melted cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, onion and house sauce, a fresh, flavorful delight. Double bacon cheeseburger, crispy bacon, fried onions, barbecue sauce, and double cheese. Double guacamole bacon burger, double cheese, crispy bacon, guacamole, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and our special house sauce. Pair any burger with fries with an ice-cold drink for the perfect meal. Come down and taste the difference. You can only find these burgers at our Snoqualmie Mexican food truck.
All right, I'm back. Yep, just for a short moment. Reese Beast is right. They use the long ball way too much. Like once they get to the playoffs, they're not going to be able to rely on the long ball. Oh boy. It's actually less than $30. And we are back from the break. Now here is Wilson up to the plate. And now here is the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball right to Cole Young. Backhanded play and throw to first. That's going to be in time. No, I want JP to be the leadoff. And then when Victor Robles is back, make him the leadoff hitter. Victor Robles is more of that leadoff kind of guy. I don't trust Julio because he's too much of a strikeout liability. Yeah, Cal should not be number 2 either. Cal should be a 3. And now here's the pitch. And going for a bunting attempt, and that is going to be a ball. If anyone cares about minor league baseball, Ryan Bliss just hit a 2-run home run. No, it's a 2-run single, excuse me. And now the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. JP in series sounds nice, but his slump was terrible. Yes, it was. I wouldn't mind Naylor leading off either, huh? Interesting ideas. Now we're at 1-1 for Rocio. Now the pitch. And that is going to be a ball. Maybe a Rosarena at 2 because I don't like Julio. I like Cal at 4 as we're at 2-1 for Rocio. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be way out inside for a ball. Who's Canny? JP Crawford is still going to be under contract for one more season next season as we're at 3-1. And now the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to right field, but Canzone's there and he makes the catch. That gave me a little bit of a heart attack there. And that's going to be 2 outs. Oh, Canzone. Got it. Fan appreciation night. You get a $5 Starbucks gift card. A $5 Starbucks gift card. Oh, man, the promotions. As we're at 2-2 so far. Here's Hedges. And now here is the pitch. Way up high for a ball. And a cup of ice. Actually, no. Starbucks has been charging for cups of ice lately. As we're at 1-0 for Austin Hedges. Now here's the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. 1-1. As we're at 1-1. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 2. And the pitch. And that's going to be a ball. JP looks like he's depressed and feeling sorry for himself every at-bat. I mean, he always snaps at an umpire, too, when things don't go his way, and he plays the victim. Yeah, he does have that kind of mentality, doesn't he? As we're at 2-2 for Hedges. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be popped up into the shortstop. JP Crawford is there. And he makes the catch, and that is going to be a nice 1-2-3 inning done by Bryce Miller. And now we will go into the top of the 6th inning. And this game has been an absolute breeze. Bryce Spice cooking. Yeah, he finally has, with the exception of that 2-run home run that was given up. And believe it or not, Bryce Miller was actually pitching a no-hitter going into the 3rd inning. He had retired. He had done pretty well. But now it's going to be up to the Mariners to see what they can do, as we've got Josh Naylor, Eugenio Suarez, and Jorge Polanco. Hearing ground out, strikeout, and pop up. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty easy inning. So as of now, let's see when I get to 61. I'll get to 58 by tomorrow. This is the total live streamings I've been doing. Then I'm expected to do the Braves game on Saturday night. Then I'll be at 60. And then One of the games against the Cardinals is when I will be at 61. So I'm getting close to my goal. And as of the pacing I'm at, I'm on pace for 75. 75 is what I'm on pace for. And we are back from the break as we're at the top of the 6th inning. Now here's Josh Naylor up to the plate. And now the pitch. And he gets under it, popped up into left field, and running is Kwan, or no, the shortstop. And he makes the catch falling down. And that was actually Wilson who makes the catch. And now we've got 1 out. And now it's going to be up to Eugenio Suarez to see if he could do something. Josh Naylor has a really good strike zone. Now here's Eugenio Suarez up to the plate. And now the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. Yeah, Suarez really needs to go for a tanker because you can't really trust Polanco, Canzone, and Crawford to really do anything. And now here's the pitch. And that, yeah, he's indeed trying to go for it because he's been swinging terribly. And that is now 0-2 on Eugenio Suarez. Suarez is at 1-1, 1 for 1 so far with a single, but it was wasted. Now the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3 right at the dirt. Just absolute lazy swinging, and that is going to be 2 outs already. This could be a really long game, and this game really feels like it's just not meant to be. And that was like an obvious pitch that he shouldn't have swung at. And now that's going to be 2 outs, and now it's going to be Jorge Polanco up to the plate. And if I were Polanco at this point, just bomb it as hell the way you can. And now here's the pitch. And that is a strike. Now he has hit home runs in 2 straight games. So the question is, does Polanco have another one in him to hit another one? As now we're at 0-1 for Polanco. Now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to the second baseman. Goes over the first. That is going to be in time. And that's going to retire the side. And now we're going to go into the bottom of the 6th inning.
Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing.
Tanner Bibby is at 81 pitches, so I would imagine he has one more after this one. And then Bryce Miller, how many pitches does he have as well? Bryce Miller is only at 59 pitches going into the 6th inning. He's been even more efficient. And if I were Dan Wilson, keep him in there. If he's pitching that well, even though I said that the Mariners can't use Bryce Miller, I would still give him a shot. I would still go into the 7th inning. So why not? Go into the 7th inning. Seahawks season about to start. How do you think they'll do? I mean, I don't know. Can Sam Darnold, the less mobile quarterback, handle all of that? with a lesser offensive line that he may have, I wouldn't count on it. I'm dreading. Well, you're a Bears fan, Christian, so I can see that now. That's popped up, and that could be playable for Cal Raleigh, and he's in there, and he makes the catch. 9-8 or 10-7 for the Bears. Caleb Williams trying to be the first Bears quarterback in history to be a 4,000-yard passer. While the Bears, I think, leading quarterback passer is Jay Cutler to this day. Yeah, I think he's going to be trash. I do too. Like, I remember in 2022, after the Seahawks traded away Russell Wilson, I thought that they were going to tank for the #1 pick, as they had a very deep they had a deep class of college quarterbacks. And I really think that was the year to get like CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, and others, as we're at 1-0. And now here's the pitch. You know, I agree with that too. I would have signed Russell Wilson back for a minimum as well. As we're at 2-0 for Schneemann. And now the pitch. And that is going to be ball. That's going to be a strike, actually. And that's going to be 2-1 for Daniel Schneemann, who, by the way, hit the home run in his last at-bat. As we're at 2-1, and now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Is now we're at 2-2, and now the pitch. And here's a ground ball and foul. 65 pitches for Bryce Miller. Again, he's been absolutely efficient today. As we're at 2-2. And we'll try this again. And now the pitch. And strike 3 called, and that is going to be 2 outs. And what a surprise call by the umpire. I thought that was going to be a ball for sure, because it was. And now that's going to be 2 outs. Nice frame job by Cal Raleigh. Really sold it to him. Cal Raleigh, one of the best framing catchers in the league. Best framing catcher in baseball. And now here's Jose Ramirez up to the plate. And that's going to be a ball. Is there even a statistic for framing? Wonder what...
Baseball is so aware of pitch framing. This is from Baseball Savant. Like, this is an actual Major League Baseball.
Now here's a pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 1 to Ramirez. Cal Raleigh is actually the 6th best catcher for framing. And now here's the 1-1, and that's going to be a foul ball. As we're at 1-2. 0-0 in Kansas City in the top of the 5th. And now the pitch. And that is going to be a ball, 2-2. Still 2-2 for Ramirez. And now here is the pitch. Way up high for a ball, and that's going to be 3-2. Mariners are very temporal, where if we lose, we are the worst team ever. If we're the best team ever. Yeah, they're very streaky and erratic, that's for sure. As we're at 3-2, the full count. And now here is the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to right field, and Dom Canzone is there. And he makes the catch, and that is going to retire the side. Another 1-2-3 inning for the Seattle Mariners. And now they're going to go into the top of the 7th inning. Yep, they definitely need more offense. Bryce going 8, very possible. Can only hope. And we are back from the break. You're in Cleveland. Rocket Arena is home of the Cleveland Cavaliers. And they're really close to that baseball stadium as well. It's all in downtown. Now here is Dom Canzone up to the plate. And now the pitch. And now here's a liner to right field. And that is going to be a base hit. And that was a not so much of a great swing by Dom Canzone, but he still made contact on it. So we'll take it. And now we've got runner on first base. And Bibby is now on 82 pitches. And I would imagine that this could be his final inning. Now here's the pitch. And that is going to be in there for a strike. Now we're at 0-1, and now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. That's going to be 0-2 on J.P. Crawford. Not a good start for J.P. As we're at 0-2. And now the pitch. Way up high for a ball. As we're at 1-2. And now the 1-2. Now here's a ground ball. Could be double play ball. Throw to second and the throw to first. And not in time. And J.P. Crawford gets there in time. It was a diving effort by the first baseman. But JP got there in time. And now it's going to be up to Cole Young to see if he can help give the Mariners some kind of a lead, which would be really nice because they're going to need it fast before Cleveland is awakened. Now here's Cole Young. And now the pitch. And that is going to be a ball. 1-0. Now the pitch. Way inside for a ball. That nearly hit him. As now we're at 2-0. Now the pitch. Way up high for a ball, 3-0, and I'm calling red light on this one. As we're at 3-0 count. Now the pitch, and that is a strike. And he was trying to get that walk. And now it's going to be up to Cole Young. Now it's up to him at this point. Yeah, Cole Young is usually a disciplined hitter. And he showed that in the minor leagues. As we're at 3-1 for Cole. And now the pitch. Outside for ball 4, take your base. And it looks like Stephen Vogt is coming out, and he is going into the bullpen as Tanner Bibby actually did pretty well. Now it's going to be Matt Festa. The former Mariner is actually going to be taken over. Will be very interesting how Matt Festa does. Matt Festa was on the Mariners bullpen sometime in 2022 and 23. Now they're going to call in for the bullpen. More good news. Jake Rogers triples. Tigers get the 2-0 lead. We will take it. Thank you, Reese Beast, for the report. Oh my goodness. I got to stretch my arms out.
Since 2022, I have been building the Rooftop Sports YouTube channel, and I want to thank all of you for your support and engagement. Without all of you, there is no Rooftop Sports. Now, if you would like to take your support to the next level, join my exclusive YouTube membership program for just $5 a month. Get first access to new videos, ad-free content, and exclusive insights from my fantasy sports, as I do play many fantasy sports leagues. Plus, follow along with my softball seasons like never before. You also get access to my own emojis to use to comment on my videos and my live streaming shows. For just $5 per month, become a bigger part of my community and get ready for unparalleled sports experience. Let's do this.
Yep, let's do this. Join that for just $5 a month and you'll get a little bit more out of this channel. And now we are back from the break. As Randy Arozarena, he is up to the plate, and I mean, we got players. We got one out. So Mariners, you would think this is a great opportunity for them to really break this thing open. Now here's Matt Festa. He is the former Mariner. He has a 4.60 ERA. They're putting him in because I think, if you remember, Stephen Vogt actually used to coach Matt Festa in the 2023 season for a very short time. So maybe he knows a little bit of something out of the Seattle Mariners. So I think this is actually a good move. Now here's Randy Arozarena, and that's going to be up high for a ball. Matt Festa was mostly injured in 2023, and in 2024 played for Texas, and now this is his first full season since 2022. And now the pitch, swing and a miss, and that is strike one. Festa is 3-3 with a 4.60 ERA. He's 41 strikeouts to 11 walks. And now we're at 1-1 for Randy Arozarena. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. He tried it again, and this is the time where you don't really have to hit home runs. Yeah, there are emojis. Now, yeah, I'll be playing that ad for quite a bit. It's a much more clean ad. Yeah, tell that to everyone else. And now here's the pitch. Now here's a ground ball. Could be a double play ball. Not really. Go to first in time. And now that's going to be 2 outs. And now we got runners advancing to second and third. And now here's Cal Raleigh up to the plate. And I'm telling him on this one, he does not have to go for home run number 51. It's not necessary. Doesn't have to. All he's got to do is just poke it somewhere to give the Mariners a lead, especially with runners on second and third. Like, this is a huge opportunity. Cannot put this to waste at all. Mariners have 4 runners left on base, and that's going to be up high for a ball. He was hit by the pitch, and he struck out. And this is a chance. This is an opportunity. Mariners cannot blow this. Like, you cannot afford to blow it because it is only a matter of time that the other team will score. Now the pitch low for a ball. That nearly hit him. And he does not want to get hit again. Actually, that did hit him. And now he's going to go to first base with the bases loaded. And now it's going to be Julio Rodriguez. And if I'm Julio, do not do it. Do not go for a home run. Just poke it for a single, and you'll guarantee get 2 runs in because they have to run on. They're going to run on contact anyway. You don't need the home run, Julio. Just go for some kind of a base hit. Just any base hit will do it. Don't go for home runs. And now here's the pitch, and that's going to be. He's doing it. He's doing it again. He's doing it, isn't he? He's being a complete idiot. Julio doesn't have to hit home runs. He just has to hit a base hit. That's all I'm asking. It's just a stupid base hit. And now here's 0-1. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. And Julio, that was still your pitch. I know it was outside the strike zone, but that would have hit the fat part of your back going the opposite side. Could have gotten all 3 runs in if you swung at that one and got the contact. As we're at 0-2, and he is just 1 strikeout away from the golden sombrero. Actually, he's gotten a base hit. He has 2 career grand slams. I don't care about that. He just needs to poke it somewhere for a single. Hitting a home run is just absolutely not necessary. We're at 0-2. And now here is the pitch. And that is just inside for a ball. And now we're at 1-2. My eyes are off the scoreboard because it is ahead of me. And that was a very close one. As now we're at 1-2. Festa knows Julio, so he could capably strike him out. And now the pitch way outside for a ball. And that is 2-2 on Julio Rodriguez. Runners in scoring position. Guardians have scored, but the Mariners were when they are 0-2 with runners in scoring position, especially with the bases loaded right now. They cannot waste this. And now here's Matt Festa ready. Now here's the 2-2, and that is outside for a ball. And now just 1 more ball away. Why does 1 more feel like 10? Why does that number 1 feel like 10? As we're at 3-2 for Julio Rodriguez. This is the opportunity for him to shine. And now the 3-2 pitch. And now here's a ground ball, and that's not going to get done. Throw to first. And that is not in time. That is not in time. And the Mariners have scored and taken the lead. Oh my goodness. Julio actually got there on first base in time. And I wonder if Stephen Vogt is actually going to challenge the call on that one. That was very close. And actually, not only that, 2 runs actually scored because runners were running on contact. And now the play is under review. You knew that was going to be under review. You knew that was going to be under review. And that actually might be out. I think that could be out. And Julio actually did run as fast as he could, but just a really bad hit. And if this gets overturned, oh man, oh my goodness. That's just really close, but maybe Julio has a case. This could go either way. I think this would be more of a judgment call. Julio didn't really have much acceleration on that one, though. It was J.P. Crawford and Cole Young actually scoring. Play is still under review. Julio, I don't know. That's going to be a really tough call, but I think the edge is going to be out. Nope, he's out. He's out. Julio is out. I hate to say it. He's out. Caulfield stands, and that is safe. I cannot believe what I just saw. Oh my goodness. Huge break by the Mariners. The call stands. I cannot believe what I just saw. I'm just absolutely shocked. I guess it was by the spikes. And Julio barely made it in time. JC, how long have you been a Mariners fan? I'll wait. I've been a Mariners fan since 2000. It's hard to be positive when the Mariners have made the playoffs by how many years since 2001? It's Tanner Bibee, not Bibby. I got that wrong. And now here's Josh Naylor up to the plate. And now here's the... Oh, no! Picked off, and Cal Raleigh is out. Just boneheaded base running. Like, Cal Raleigh, you're not that fast of a runner. And what were you doing at second base? No, challenging is not necessary because Cal Raleigh was being a dumbass. And now it's time to sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, so let's root for the Mariners. If they don't win, it's a shame. It would be a shame because now they have a 4-2 lead. 4, it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Now time for the Louie Louie. Louie Louie. Oh no, said we gotta go. Yeah. Louie Louie. Oh, baby, said we gotta go. A fine little girl, she waiting for me. I catch a ship across the sea. A ship out all alone. We'll never make it how we'll make it home. Louie Louie. Oh yeah. Okay, we gotta go. Now we are back from the break. Wait, no. Please tell me they did not pull out Bryce Miller. Okay, you're only at 72 pitches. There's no reason to pull him right now. He's pitching way too well. But the fact that they're showing highlights of him shows that they already pulled him out, it looks like. No, you please do not pull him. Like, pulling him would just be an absolute stupid idea. There's too many innings left. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. No! Are you serious? Why? I don't care. I don't give up. Can I please say it, YouTube? Just please let me say the F word. I don't give a flip about 3 lefties in a row. He's already dominating anyway. Look at the starting lineup. No, this is not necessary. Almost literally, other than Quan and Schneemann, everyone is like 0 for everything. No! What are you doing, Dan Wilson? Dan Wilson, what the fuck are you doing? Pulling Miller after dominating in just after just 70-ish pitches. Insane. And now here's the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. Well, Lou Piniella played Bobby Ayala too much, and he played Arthur Rhodes. I don't think he really utilized Jeff Nelson enough, so no. Especially in the high leverages, as we're at 0-1, and now here's the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. And that's going to be 0-2, and I don't care if it's Gabe Spire. Like, I think... Hey, don't get me wrong. I like Lou Piniella, but this is just me being a nitpicker. I mean, in 2001, he just kept using Arthur Rhodes rather than using, like, Jeff Nelson. And in 2000, he wouldn't stop pitching Jose Mesa. Now, here's a fly ball to left center field, and they better be talking. Where's the communication? There you go. Julio Rodriguez got the communication. 2001 had issues. They didn't have that star power of a hitter like a Ken Griffey Jr. John Halama. Yeah, John Halama was actually a decent pitcher in the ALCS of 2000, actually. He was a decent backhanded starter. We could actually use today's John Halama, maybe. And now Nolan Jones is now up to the plate. And now the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. Just didn't find it necessary to pull Bryce Miller. And now the pitch. That's going to be a foul ball. How many pitches did Miller have again? He was only at 72 pitches, which makes absolutely no sense. And the pitch. And that's going to be popped up. And Suarez, is he going to be there? And he's actually running out of room, and he's not going to get it. And check swing, did he go? Of course he did. Now we're at 2-2. And now it's going to be a foul ball. And strike 3 called. And now the pitch. And that is a strike. And now the pitch. And this is CJ Kaifas, who's 0 for 2 right now. Man, Angie, just shut up. As we're at 0 and 2. And now the pitch. Low for a ball, 1 and 2. Now we're at 1 and 2. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is going to retire the side. An easy 1-2-3 inning for Gabe Spire, even though I think that Bryce Miller would have done it anyway. And now I assume that they're going to pull him as well after 1 inning, and we're going to go into commercial break.
Since 2022, I have been building the Rooftop Sports YouTube channel, and I want to thank all of you for your support and engagement. Without all of you, there is no Rooftop Sports. Now, if you would like to take your support to the next level, join my exclusive YouTube membership program for just $5 a month. Get first access to new videos, ad-free content, and exclusive insights from my fantasy sports, as I do play many fantasy sports leagues. Plus, follow along with my softball seasons like never before. You also get access to my own emojis to use to comment on my videos and my live streaming shows. For just $5 per month, become a bigger part of my community and get ready for unparalleled sports experience. Let's do this.
Other than RGR21, if anyone would like to join that membership for $5, and RGR21, if you have any feedback on how that membership is going, definitely let me know too, on how much I can add to add value to the membership to make it feel like that you're not being ripped off. Allard has relieved Festa. Tigers now lead 4-0. So assuming that the Mariners can hang on, they'll pick up a game on the Royals to make it a 3-game lead in that wild card, especially the final wild card spot. Now I wonder how Houston and the Angels are doing as well. And we are back from the break. Looks like Root Sports will be live for the Everett game. Now here is Josh Naylor, and that's going to be right in there for a strike. Angels are leading 1-0 against Houston, and now the pitch, and that's going to be low for a ball. You saw Julio call through. Was really close. That was really close. And now the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball. And that gets right by the first baseman. And now he's going to get to first base. And I wonder if that's going to be an error as Josh Naylor gets to first. I wonder what they're going to rule it as. I'm really curious. Would really like to know what it was. And they're calling it as a base hit. Now here's Eugenio Suarez up to the plate. As he is 1-2. Yeah, Suarez, please put it away. Now the pitch, and that's going to be up high for a ball. 1-0 for Eugenio Suarez. Now the pitch. And the pitch. And that is a strike. As we're at 1-2, the pitch. And swing and a miss, and that is going to be strike 3. And now we've got one out. Mariners record at Tampa Bay. And the pitch. And that is going to be a strike.
Here in the 8th inning, as when you look at his hits lately, he's really been clutch.
And now here's Jorge Polanco. And now the pitch. And that is going to be 0-2 on Polanco as he swings and misses. As this game has really been breezing along. Home run leaders this season got Cal Raleigh, then Suarez, Julio, Randy, and Jorge Polanco. Got 5 guys hitting at least 20 home runs. Mariners literally live and die by the home run. As we're at 0-2. And now here's the pitch. Up high for a ball, and looks like a stolen base done by Josh Naylor. Josh Naylor is 12 for 12 on stolen bases. If the Mariners win, they would go 15-12 in the month of August. We'll take it at this point, considering an atrocious road trip. They never won one single road series. And the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to deep left center field, but not deep enough. And he makes the catch, and that's not going to be enough for Josh Naylor to get to third base. Out number 2, and we got Dom Canzone up to the plate. Got Tampa and Atlanta. Mariners record at Atlanta.
Josh's words, they were nervous. They were nervous that if he got on, that Josh would try to steal second on his.
Mariners are generally 14-11 against Atlanta. The pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. And now we're at 0-1, and then pickoff, and now here's Naylor, and he's safe. What's with all these bad base running disciplines? Looks like they want to challenge the call, don't they? Matt Brash is in the bullpen along with Bizzardo. There was an excellent case for him to call him out, though. Actually, no, he barely makes it back in time. Yeah, go back there. Now here's Canzone. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Yeah, Atlanta's going to be tough, that's for sure. It's almost like you'd rather just take a 2 out of 3. Now we're at 0-2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. And interestingly, although you say that Atlanta stinks, though, I'm looking up their record when they're on the road. Last time, the Mariners lost 2 out of 3 at Atlanta. They also lost 2 of 3 back in 2017, but we're talking in recent times. They also got swept in 2014. As we're at 0-2. Now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball foul. Got 15 viewers. I love the engagement, but could use a little bit of a donate to this channel thing. I know it's a big ask. As we're at 0-2, as Cleveland's very much in this game still. And now we are looking at the 0-2 pitch. Low for a ball. I'm surprised that Dom Canzone didn't take a swing at that one. And now the Never mind. As we're at 1-2. Now here's a ground ball foul. Now we're at 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. And that's going to be popped up into left field, and that's not going to get it done. And Kwan's there, and he makes the catch. And that's going to retire the side. And now Matt Brash will be coming on for pitching.
Try our hand-breaded chicken tenders, perfectly seasoned and served with a choice of sides, golden fries, fluffy biscuits, homemade mashed potatoes, creamy mac and cheese, fresh side salad, fresh coleslaw, plus enjoy a dipping sauce on the side. Come in and treat yourself to the best comfort food around. Visit us today and satisfy your cravings.
Let's look at other scores around the league. So bottom of the sixth, Angels are winning against the Astros. You would think that the Tigers have it in the bag going into the seventh inning. The Yankees and White Sox, I don't know. A lot of Japanese commercials are going on. Got 17 viewers on this show. Really appreciate you there. Oh. I think the most I ever gotten was like around the 20s. Weather's popping out to be a little bit beautiful today. And we are back from the break. Josh Naylor has 23 stolen bases this season. Wow, it's been really fast for you, RGR. I thought you were already a member for a month already. Well, I guess it has been a month. What a long month it has been, right? Trying to remember when you did it for the first time. Yeah, Matt Brash needs a clean inning. That's going to be the problem. Now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. Yep, RGR 21. Not only have you done it for a month, but he also gifted other people too. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. As we're at 1-1. And the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. As we're at 1-2. As we're at 1-2. And the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Cole Young. Throw to first, and that's going to be in time. Haven't really talked about subscribers much, but I'm at 2664. And the goal is to get to 3,000 by the end of this year. I reached 1,000 in 2023, 2,000 in 2024, And now I'm just trying to get to 3,000. And now here's Rocio. And now here is a fly ball to left field. And Rosarena's there. And that is going to be 2 outs. Now they just need another out to get out of this inning. And now it looks like we got a pinch hitter. We got Naylor up to the plate. Josh Naylor's brother. Naylor's younger brother is going to be there. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be a ball. As we're at 1-0. As now we're at 1-0. And the pitch. And that's going to be a ball. We're at 2-0 and the pitch. And that is a strike. 2-1. And now we're at 2-1 for Naylor. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 2. As we're at 2-2. And the pitch. And strike 3 called, and an easy 1-2-3 inning for the Mariners, especially by Matt Brash. Had a clean inning this time. And now we're going to go into the top of the 9th inning.
Since 2022, I have been building the Rooftop Sports YouTube channel, and I want to thank all of you for your support and engagement. Without all of you, there is no Rooftop Sports. Now, if you would like to take your support to the next level, join my exclusive YouTube membership program for just $5 a month. Get first access to new videos, ad-free content, and exclusive insights from my fantasy sports, as I do play many fantasy sports leagues. Plus, follow along with my softball seasons like never before. You also get access to my own emojis to use to comment on my videos and my live streaming shows. For just $5 per month, become a bigger part of my community and get ready for unparalleled sports experience. Let's do this. Taco lovers, this one's for you. Come enjoy tacos auténticos at Snoqualmie Mexican food truck, packed with flavor, made with love, and always fresh. Try our carne asada, al pastor con piña, and more. Topped with cebolla, cilantro, y a squeeze of lime. Pair it with a cold drink and relax at our outdoor seating. Perfecto para disfrutar. Find us at the Snoqualmie Mexican food truck, open daily. Ven con hambre, sal fies.
Still on the commercial break. That was a nice pitch by Brash. And now we are back from the break. And now here's J.P. Crawford. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. Now 0-1, and now the pitch. And that's going to be a ball. As we're at 1-1 so far. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. And that is 1-2. Now the 1-2 pitch. Ugh, that's going to be 2-2. Very close one for JP. We're at 2-2. And that's going to be 3-2. Now we're at 3-2, and now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to second base. Easy play. Throw to first, and that's going to be in time. And they made a really big heart, the Jets did. The big Jets. Your opinion if the Mariners, I don't think they'll get fired, but they certainly should. But yes, thanks for Rodney for being on here. And then, by any chance, are you also from the Northwest Sports Fanatics? Because I noticed that he's not here today. He's doing his wrestling show. And now here's Cole Young, and now here's the pitch. Way up high for a ball, and that is ball one. I mean, Jerry and company should have been fired years ago. They should have been fired after 24 for sure, because 24 was terrible. Now the pitch, swing and a miss, and that is strike one. As now we're at 1-1 for Cole Young. And now here is the pitch. And that is low for a ball. 2-1. The big Jets are flying through still in Cleveland. As we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up. And that actually could be trouble. And that is going to drop in for a foul ball. And now that's going to be 2-2 for Cole Young. Now we're at 2-2. And the pitch, low for a ball, 3-2. As now we're at the 3-2 for Cole Young. And the pitch. Now here's a liner to center field, and that is going to be a base hit for Cole Young as he gets on base. And now that's going to be 1 out and 1 on, and it's going to be Randy Arozarena. We are the Mariners. We will let this go forever. Missing the playoffs by 1 game is what we do. Absolutely. And that's why. And Andres Munoz is actually going to be in the bullpen to hopefully redeem himself from the other day. And now here is Randy Arozarena, and that's going to be a strike. Insurance runs will absolutely be needed. As you saw that, Edward Bizardo is actually in the bullpen in case the Mariners score some runs. Now here is the pitch, and that is up high for a ball. 1-1. Mariners really got lucky today. As we're at 1-1, and the throwback to first, and barely gets in time. And now we're at 1-1, and the pitch, and that's going to be a fouled back. as we're at 1-2. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, double play ball. Throw to second and a throw to first. And that is in time for the double play. And I really hated the lack of hustle from Randy Arozarena. Another reason why he's not a leadoff hitter. Been a Mariners fan for 30 years. 2001 was good, but 1-29, I'm used to it. Yeah. Pretty much. And now it's going to be Andres Munoz coming in from the bullpen.
Try our delicious burgers today. Satisfy your cravings with our mouth-watering burgers. Double cheeseburger with classic double beef patties with melted cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, onion and house sauce, a fresh, flavorful delight. Double bacon cheeseburger, crispy bacon, fried onions, barbecue sauce, and double cheese. Double guacamole bacon burger, double cheese, crispy bacon, guacamole, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and our special house sauce. Pair any burger with fries with an ice-cold drink for the perfect meal. Come down and taste the difference. You can only find these burgers at our Snoqualmie Mexican food truck.
And we are back from the break. And they're showing how the Mariners runs were scored. And now we got Andres Munoz now coming out of the bullpen. As last time he pitched, he blew the save completely. And with the top heavy hitters, I expect it to be a disaster. Right now, it is a two-hitter. We're looking at a combined two-hitter. And I almost think that Bryce Miller could have gone for the complete game. Andres Munoz has 7 blown saves, which is very concerning. He's a 1.72 ERA. He has been very erratic. Rodney, I'm also doing the Seahawks live streaming for next week. I'm going to do that next week for the opener, right after the Mariners-Braves game. And now the pitch as Kwan pulls it back, and that is going to be a ball. And that is now 1-0. Kwan is now 1 for 3. He's now in 1-0 count on him. And now the pitch. And right now that's going to be a strike. He has a double, and he did score himself due to that home run by Daniel Schneemann. Mariners are 3 outs away from a victory to avoid a humiliating sweep. And now the pitch, and popped up, and that is going to be strike 2. And a strikeout would be really nice, wouldn't it? The huge flying display of military flight in Cleveland reminds me of this. Does anyone want to guess what this aircraft is? Just by looking at this. Oh, well, it already showed the name. The F-22 Raptor, as we're at 1-2. Now here's the pitch. Low for a ball, and this is where Andres Munoz shows his erraticness. I also got this cute little Doppler toy for the Seattle Storm. I never liked the F-35. It was actually the F-22, Rodney. As we're at 2-2 for Kwan. And the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to right field. And here is Canzone. And that is going to be... Did he make the catch? He does not make the catch. And that's actually Luke Raley taking over. That was almost dangerous. R. Jones, what's up with you? You call this thing a what toy now? Oh, WNBA joke. I get it. Because something was thrown onto the basketball court. As now we're at... Kwan is now 1 for 3. We're still at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. And Andres Munoz just can't get any of these guys out. Got 18 viewers. I assume that many of you are from the Northwest Sports Fanatics, as we're at 2-2 for Kwan. And now here is the pitch. How is that? Oh, yeah, strike three. I was like, what? The umpire like hesitated for a moment. And now we've got one out. And Stephen Kwan's very frustrated. Yeah, that was really, really close. It was a huge out. And now we've got Daniel Schneemann up to the plate, who hit the 2-run home run. I'm not going to answer that, Jones, but cute. And now here's the pitch. And that is a strike. I'm Korean, so Brian Woo's like half Chinese, half American. Ichiro's full Japanese. And I'm Korean. The pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is strike two. You're not from Northwest Sports Fanatics. You just live in Kansas City. Just a true Mariners Seahawks fan. Okay, so I get a new one. Hit that subscribe button and also get notifications too, because I'm going to do that Seahawks game next week. And now the pitch. And now here's a ground ball, and that is fouled. No balls and 2 strikes. Definitely need a clean inning from Munoz. Oh, I'll take it. And now here's the 0-2. And that is going to be outside. And now I'm at 26.65. Thank you, Jones. Also, other ways to support me is join my membership or donate to it. The pitch. And that is still foul. And Schneemann is still fighting it through. Knowing that a guy with a very high strikeout rate throwing out this guy should be a no-brainer. And now we're at 1-2, and now the pitch. And that's not going to do it. And Munoz really tried to trick him, but not so fast, says the umpire. And you would think that the umpire just wants to go home. I want to go. As now we're at 2-2, and now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Is that a foul? But yep, that's strike 3, and that's going to be 2 outs. I have now 22 to 23 viewers. I definitely appreciate all of you. No. I can't do that. That's not I'm not going to be Dan Schneider Nickelodeon. I mean, I'm not going to be whatever. Not going to be Footsie Dan from Nickelodeon. No, thank you. As we're at 0-1 for Ramirez. And now the pitch. Now here's a liner to end, caught by Josh Naylor, and the ball game is over. The Mariners avoid the sweep against the Cleveland Guardians, and it is a 4-2 Mariners victory. Andres Munoz gets the save. Bryce Miller gets the win. Woo! And that was really close. Just cannot believe what I saw. Yeah, and RGR21, you are correct. And oh boy. Woo! That was so close. Yeah, we definitely needed that. And R. Jones, be careful. No, don't say all those stupid things. We don't need that. I'm not that kind of person that will do that, yeah. But I only have like a few minutes left. I'm probably going to stay on for maybe a couple more minutes, but man, huge victory by the Mariners. Also, shutout effort by the bullpen. All pitched 1-2-3s. Spire, Brash, and Munoz. And also great start by Bryce Miller. He went 6 innings, only gave up 2 hits, 3 strikeouts. Gave up that home run, though, and did it in just 72 pitches. And RBIs were done by Randy Arozarena with a 2-run home run. And also Julio Rodriguez with his 2 RBIs. when he reached on an infield single. Just got very, very lucky. Ooh. Make you a mod. Let me see if I can. Oops, didn't mean to delete your comment. Here, if you want to be a mod, here, I'll make you a mod. RGR21, I'll make you a mod as long as you help drive in revenue. I know that sounds crazy for me to say, but that's what moderators do. They help raise money for a guy like me. Now, I know that sounds like selfishness, but since you have pretty much brought in revenue for me, here, I will do this. I'll see if I can do this. Yep, add as a moderator. There you go. And RGR21, you have to say, Jones, you're fired. I just fired Jones, so we're all good now. So, yeah, I think that's going to do it. Got Jones out of there because, yeah, no, just no. That's not how I make money. I make money by doing other things, but not the way that Jones was asking. But anyways, I got to go. And everyone, thank you for being here. RGR21, thank you. Rodney, thank you for being here. Reese Beast, thank you. Yep, Rodney Presho, you got ways to go. I think that's it. I got to go. I'm out. Goodbye. And go Mariners.